Hey, it's Angel, the hunting gear guy. I wanted to take a minute and show you guys this Browning BLR. This is Browning's lever action hunting rifle. It's got a pretty compact, pretty fast design. And in terms of lever actions, it's pretty unique. This one's magazine fed, whereas most lever actions are have a magazine tube along the bottom of the rifle. That means that they have to use flat bullets, they can't use anything pointy. This one's got a magazine that goes in the bottom, so it can actually use pointy bullets and normal bullets, so like 308 Winchester and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. And the other thing that's very different about it compared to most bolt actions, I'm just going to zoom you in for this part, is that it uses a rack and pinion system and a rotating bolt head for the actual action. So it turns out that it's very smooth in comparison to most lever actions out there. And that's because up here, if you can see that bolt head there, it's actually just rotating into place. And it's a multi-lug bolt. A lot of bolt actions rifles will have these two real big fat lugs on them. And that can cause a little bit more resistance, whereas a lot of little lugs will cause less resistance. This is also something that's used with Weatherby rifles, and even AR-15s have lots of little lugs on them to reduce the resistance, kind of a thing. So there's lots of little lugs on there, and that makes for a very smooth closing bolt. It's actually kind of cool how they're in there. It's difficult to show without this bolt out of there, but they're not 90 degrees apart from each other. One's kind of on the side and one's on the top here, and they're just kind of rotating in on there. I think one of the other cool things about this rifle is the simplicity of it. Because it uses that rack and pinion system, and you know, your car has a rack and pinion system too. You see those little teeth in there? There's a cog on this, or a pinion on the lever, on the end of the lever, and that's all that's causing it to fly in and out there. And you can see those tooth on the back here. So it's got a very smooth push and pull to the lever, and that's pretty cool. Some other lever action rifles will use a falling block action. The inside of the lever, like where they're all going in there, is usually very complicated. It's got lots of little tabs and pullers and all sorts of other things. Whereas this one uses a somewhat simple, just rotating rack and pinion system. So that's kind of cool. One of the things I like about it is that there are not really any visible safeties in the way. I don't really like safeties on, especially on hunting rifles, if I can get away with it. On a rifle like this with an external hammer, it's already got a safety kind of built in, which is using a half cock position like that. So now you can see that this is in half cock. It won't pull the trigger, and if I either pull it back like that, or if I move it from the half cock, and this would be the way to go when you're hunting, is you've got it in half cock, you see your animal, you pull it to full cock, and now you can pull the trigger safely on it. Aside from that, you know, I don't have a magazine in here just because I wanted to be safe while I was showing you guys this video, but it's got a front release magazine, which I like. The reason why I like those is, let me just pull you up here, because if you're taking the magazine out, as you push on that magazine release, the magazine falls into your hand and you can pull it out and push it back, or pull it out, push it back in later. So this has got a great magazine system on it, at least in my opinion. I don't really like the rear releases, or the ones that are otter like that. I like the metal on metal kind of thing, and this is a great action on it. Accuracy wise, this rifle is clapped out. This is actually my dad's rifle, and I'm getting at best 5 MOA. I don't know if that's the ancient Tasco scope on it, or if it's I need to re-crown the barrel. But I have a couple of other buddies who have these and are getting right around 1.5 to 2 MOA kind of thing at 100 yards. So keep in mind, this is not really the rifle that you want to get if you want to shoot the wings off of a fly kind of thing. That's better suited to like a bolt action with a heavier barrel. This one's got a somewhat of a light profile barrel on it, and it's This is definitely built for more speed and more of those quick shots that you make going through the bush, while still retaining a fantastic cartridge in 308, or now they make them in practically everything. That gives you such a big leg up over 30-30 or 45-70 when it comes to distance. Even with the Lever Revolution cartridges, which give you a somewhat of a pointed bullet, you're still going to get like amazingly better ballistics out of a 308 compared to a 30-30. So that all said, like that's one of the really cool things about this rifle, is that it does take those more standard cartridges. So I just wanted to make this one really quick. You know, you can use rear sights on this, like iron sights, but it is drilled and tapped for scope rings. So I always shoot my hunting rifles with scopes because I never really get a chance to shoot them at 50 yards. But again, a real quick video on this rifle. It's, you know, this one, as you can see, it's taken some abuse, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.